In this video, I'm going to be showing you how, sorry, this is making me hell of a noise. This outfit is giving rich auntie vibe. If you're new here, my name is Kemi Omorugbe. Do well to subscribe, like, and drop a comment in the comment section. I know you will enjoy this one. It is very simplified. You know how we do it here. Let's go ahead and get this done. For this outfit, I made use of 4 yards of African print, also known as Ankara. But you can make use of damask, you can make use of brocade, you can make use of mikado, or even crepe. Most Ankara fabrics come with a width of 45 inches, so I folded the 45 inches into 2, then went ahead to fold it again, this time measuring the height of my outfit, which in this case is 62 inches. Please do well to take your own measurement. Here I am marking the shoulder width of 2.5 inches, actually 3 inches, because I'll be taking out half an inch as my seam allowance. Now I'm going ahead to mark the neckline depth of 12 inches for the front. That is because we are going to be attaching a band. On the 12 inches mark, go ahead to draw out a horizontal line about 1 inch wide, and then you're going to be connecting the tip of the neckline to this point. Note how we are drafting both did I say drafting how we are marking both the neckline for the front and the back on the 4 folds of fabrics, right? So from my 1 inch horizontal line, I am drawing down the line all the way down to the hem of the outfit. Now let's mark the shoulder width at 7.5 inches, and I'll be adding 1 inch to that because we are going to create a pleat on this outfit, and I wanted it to start about 1 inch after the shoulder point. So I'm just drawing out my mark all the way down. That is the 8.5 inches, right? The pleat I'll be creating will be 6 inches wide, so but I'm going to mark the center of that pleat, that's 3 inches. So before doing my markings, I remembered that I needed to cut out the width of my band. I marked 5.5 inch at the edge of my fabric here. If you are making use of a fabric that comes in the width of 60 inches, you may not have to do this because you have more than enough fabrics to work with. So I just marked that out so that I won't forget to cut out the neckline band. So let's go again. I am marking the width of my pleat 6 inches, and I'll go ahead to draw the line towards the waistline. Okay, I'm not using any particular measurement. I also marked the center. So here is the center of my 2 lines, and this is the other side of my pleat. That's because I'm going to be folding it along that center right there. Now this is what our fold will look like when we are done, just this way. Okay, now let us mark the width of my sleeve. Okay, for me I am marking 11 inches, and that's just the measurements from my shoulder to bust point, so you can use that to estimate how wide your sleeve should be. There's no hard and fast rule, it just depends on what you're going for. So right now, if I am making use of this width of fabric, I'll go ahead to curve out that corner right there. But then I took my measurement and realized I wanted this outfit to look slimmer. Even though it's a bubu, I didn't want it to be too wide, so I just added I reduced the width by about 3 inches right there, and this is what I have. I think it ended up being around 15 inches from the center front. So I'm redrawing the side of my outfit, and here I'm going to be recreating the armhole like so. That's done. I'm going ahead to cut out the neckline. So I'm cutting it out on the 4 folds of fabric because the back neckline is smaller, so there's no issue here. I'm still going to separate the front and cut it out separately. So you don't need to separate your shoulders, it is just okay the way it is folded. At this point, I am opening up my fabric so that I can extend my measurements to the other side. Okay, so basically I am just taking the measurement from the center front to where my pleat is starting from, right here. I am going ahead to mark out the shoulder line, basically our straight shoulder line, and then I'll go ahead to mark 3 inches and then 6 inches for my pleats. Okay, and yeah, basically that's what I'm doing here. Once I transferred these markings to the other side, I went ahead to refold so that I could cut out the sleeve measurement. This is like a kimono, right? While I was cutting, I added half an inch to my measurement to serve as my seam allowance. And I went ahead to cut out the sleeve and continued till the hem of the outfit. Now remember how I transferred all the measurement on one side to the other. I will be doing the same thing on the other side of the outfit, just so when it is time to sew, I don't have to take any other measurement. I have all my markings, clearly done, so that I can go ahead to just create my pleats and start sewing the outfit. At this point, I'm going ahead to notch the center of my sleeve, and this will help me draw out the shoulder line for this side, just like I did on the other side. From the shoulder, I am marking 13 inches on my 3 lines, and this will be the length of my pleats when it is time to sew. I'll be repeating the process on this side as well. Next, I'll go ahead to cut out the front neckline, adding a seam allowance of ½ inch, especially along the V side. Once I got to the horizontal part of the neckline here, I just continued my 1 inch all the way down. This outfit is big, right? It is bogus, so just tiny differences may not matter so much because it is a bubu. Now we are starting the sewing process, and I'm starting with the pleat along the shoulder region of this outfit. This is where you find all these markings useful. Just go ahead to fold and create your pleats like so. This is mine already sewn in. I hope you can see it properly. You can see the part that is not stretching out completely. Now let's quickly work on the band. I'm creating a kind of different band, not one I have seen anywhere for this outfit. Remember the fabric that I cut out from the side of my outfit. This is about 5.5 inches wide, but I wanted to add something on one of the sides, so I cut out this Mikado silk and I'll be attaching it to my Ankara. It is about 2 inches wide, so at the end of the day I will have about 7 to 7.5 inches width for my band. So this is on one side. I also have the other one looking like this. I went ahead to place fusible interfacing on the Ankara side because I just felt like the texture is so different between Mikado and Ankara, and I wanted it to have more width, kind of. So I also have this part of the band that is plainly Mikado silk that I'll be attaching to this. Okay, just watch what I'm doing because I'm not even sure I'm explaining properly. I'll go ahead to stitch these 2 bands together, and this is what we have. I went ahead to also press the center, and here's what we have. Just from this part of the video, I feel you'll be able to understand what I did, and I hope my explanation works. If you have any question, please feel free to ask in the comment section. If you haven't liked this video, please do that. I will appreciate that. That will help this video go further. And also subscribe if you haven't. Share the video. Thank you very much for watching. Anyways, we are not done, even though I sound like I'm done. Now I am positioning my stitches in such a way that it has to be balanced, right? The right and the left side of this band have to be exactly the same. So make sure that your seam aligns properly, then go ahead to notch that center right there. This part will be positioned at the center back when it's time to sew in the band. Now I'm going to fold my band this way, positioning my stitches in such a way that it is well balanced. We can't afford to make any error right here. It's just going to ruin the design. So having done that, I'll go ahead to stitch at the center of this band. But before then, I need to measure the depth of the neckline opening. So all you have to do is to put a tape around your head, and that will guide you. Divide whatever measurement you get into 2 and mark it out on the band. So we are not going to be stitching from the center to that point because that will be the opening for the head, but from the point we marked, we are going to be stitching it downward towards the slit opening. So at this point, take your tape measure and measure from the hem of your band
to where you want your slit to start from. So we are going to be sewing from the neckline opening down to this point and leaving what we have below opened without stitching, and also what we have above opened for the neckline or for the head to pass through. So having done that, this is what I have. Go ahead to fold your band this way, give it a very good press, and we are ready to attach this onto our bubu. Remember the notch we placed at the center of our band. I'm going to be positioning my band and just holding that notch at the center back of my bubu. Okay, now we highly advise you do this process of band attachment before going ahead to stitch the side of your bubu, but my village people said no, so I decided to fold the hem and to also stitch the side of my bubu before attaching the band. Now, to attach your band, there are different methods you can use. You can sew directly, that's the two sides of the band, and go ahead to pipe in order to close up your raw edges. But in this case, I stitched the first side of the band by 1/2 inch onto the bubu. Then now I am going to fold this inner side over my stitch, and I'll be holding it with pins throughout before going ahead to press. But the way I folded this, I made it just about 1/8 of an inch wider than the seam line. Okay, remember I said I sew in one side of my band already, that's the front side onto the front, and I'm using the back side to close up the raw edges. So in this case, when I'm stitching, I'm going to be stitching from the right side on my seam line in such a way that when my needle enters here, it is also matching the 1/8 of an inch overlap behind it. So that way you won't see any thread on the outside, but you're going to see a very neat seam on the inside, and that is fine. Guys, this is definitely not the easiest method to use, but it is the neatest method to use in attaching whether this neck band or a collar band or any form of sleeve band, whatever band you are fixing on your outfit. Basically, this method looks so neat. You can see the way I am sewing right now. You can't even see my seams, right? That's because my needle is hitting in between those two fabrics, not on the Mikado and definitely not on the Ankara. So on the inside, this is what we have right here. Very pretty, very neat. If you use this as a ready-to-wear designer, they will know that you didn't come to play at all. They will know that you are different. So I went ahead to give my outfit a good press after this process. Now towards the hem, you cannot just stitch anyhow. Okay, we don't do that here. You are going to also close up the hem, and then the hem of your band rather, then fit in your outfit. I don't know if I'm explaining that process well, but forgive me, I didn't even film it. So right here I am marking the position for my belt, because we are going to be attaching a belt inside, so that when you tie your belt on the inside, it gives you another fit. So what I did was to mark my half length, and then I marked the waist circumference, but I will highly advise that you go about 2 inches less than your regular waist. Let's say your waist circumference is 34. By the time you divide it into 4, you are getting 8.5, right? I will advise that you use maybe 6.5 from the center front, so that way it gives your waistline an illusion. Okay, an illusion that says my waistline is very tiny, even though it is not true. So this is what we have at the end of the day. This is my outfit with the belt behind tied, even though my mannequin is so small, so you can't see the fit right here. So I kind of prefer it without it being tied, right? Because it just gives that gorgeous, classy look. If you enjoyed watching this, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and let's see each other in the next video. Bye.